Welcome you guys to Waterbox Live here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and most importantly, hit that notification bell so you can see what's coming up every week.
We are here every week is the best day of the week, and today we are talking about ideas of how to set up clear minis and the different uses for them.
It's going to be a good show, you guys. Let's get it started. Welcome back,
Get pumped up with that intro. Love it, love it. As you can see, we've got some aquariums on the studio here.
A science experiment on the table today.
What are we up to?
I do want to mention real quick before we dive in, you guys that are here with us, I'll probably have to repeat it again as people join throughout the stream, but we're doing something a little bit crazy for this episode because we are talking about the clear minis. We're doing 50% off up until Christmas. They make a tremendous Christmas gift. So if you guys are looking to get into a little freshwater aquarium or all the different uses we're going to show you today, if you hop on waterboxaquariums.com right now, they are 50% off in the United States.
Boom.
Yes.
That is awesome. Like I said, they're like the perfect Christmas gift. And we're going to kind of show you some of the ways that you can set them up into different uses. This is not just for freshwater. There's a lot of other things that you can do with them. And they come in 6, 10, and 16 gallons.
Yep.
So a nice variety of sizes. And like I said, perfect time for Christmas and all the stuff we can do with them. We kind of have a few set up here. We got some pictures to go over, all that good stuff. So,
yes. One of the really cool things about these tanks, before we dive into what we're going to use them for, is they are actually all Starfire Glass. So we use Starfire Glass on all of these systems as well. There's no system display tank that we don't use Starfire. Diamond beveled, clear silicone.
Yep. So they're super clear. Make beautiful setups no matter what you use them for, and kind of like just starting point is like right here, and this would be freshwater or saltwater as a quarantine system. So we talk a lot about, you know, you're getting fish in or you have a fish that's sick, you know, needing to be able to quarantine them. Quarantine tanks are very simple. They don't have to have a lot of stuff in them. So right here is the clear 10. Really, the bigger you can fit, the better. 16 and up. Depending on the type of fish you need to quarantine, of course, will determine what size. We've just got a shark filter in here, just because you need the water movement, clearing out, you know, debris and waste, and then a little of a heater. That's really all you need. You don't need any particular lighting for it. You don't want to do any kind of sand because like parasites and stuff can actually go into the sand. Yeah. Just like a couple pieces of fake decoration, a rock. That rock is forever in your quarantine tank because if you use medication, it does absorb it, so it stays there forever. So a lot of times quarantine is best to have it always running because you want it to stay stable. You do need it kind of cycled and everything before you go put fish in it. So this way it still looks beautiful. Use it clear. You've got the Starfire Glass. It's not kind of an eyesore quarantine. Right. And it's really just as simple as filter, heater, and like some fake decoration or something for your quarantine.
Yeah, so a great use. And to get it, and these are really great quarantine tanks, and they're, I think this 10 gallons probably less than $60 right now. So. It's a great option for that, and look how clear that glass is.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't even look
it's kind of hard because like everything's like reflecting.
It's hard with the reflections, but look how clear it is. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know it's there. So quarantine is great. If you have a freshwater tank, saltwater tank, it doesn't matter. It is always good to have a quarantine for new fish, or just to have there in case a fish gets sick. A fish is beating up another fish, like any of those kind of things. It's a great thing to have. You don't have to go super extravagant, super big for it. Just have something that's always around and set up so that you have a stable environment if you need it.
Yeah, great idea.
Another one we use it a lot of times for like our all-in-ones, cubes, is an auto top off reservoir.
Yes, we actually have Jess in the office here also. Not this Jess.
Different Jess.
Is using that on a Cube20, right?
Yeah, so she's got a clear 6, just like this one here. Fits perfectly into the Cube20 cabinet and uses it for her auto top off. And then like your all-in-ones in the cabinet there, you can fit whatever size. So they're great for that.
Yeah, so you guys can see that we have the demonstration set up here. We're using the XP Aqua Auto Top Off system. Is this the Duetto?
Yeah, this is the
Duetto. So the Duetto comes with the little pump, the anti-back siphon sort of check valve there, then runs into the tank here, and then you have your optical sensor as well. So This is a great thing for use on our all-in-ones and cubes.
Yeah, so with this one here, it's the same auto top off unit that we use for like our reefs and bigger models.
Yeah.
So if you're setting up a separate reservoir, because you have like a sumpless system or just adding it to an existing system, comes with a pump and everything. Your sensor goes where your pump chamber is, if it's the sump, or your back chambers of like an all-in-one, because that's where your evaporation happens. And then your tube's going to go in pretty much like right in that same spot, and it's going to top it off continuously. It's really important in especially smaller aquariums because your salinity can fluctuate so much. If you have, no top off and you're having to throw water in once a day, it's dropping and going back up. And also for freshwater tanks, top off's nice too because you don't have to worry about the water level dropping. And just having to even worry about it. You don't think about it, it just tops off. Every so often you fill this and you're done.
What's really cool about this XP Aqua system too is this is available on our website here in the United States. Optical sensor is super easy. I mean, it's just 2 magnets. You're going to put it exactly where you want the water level to be. Yep. If it drops below this sensor, it's going to start filling.
Yeah, it's really precise, which is nice. So, tanks you already have set up, Waterbox all-in-one, cubes, all of that. ATO is a great use for clear.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you got a Cube20, little secret, the 6 fits perfect in that cabinet. And if you're holding 5-6 gallons worth of top off, you're set for a long time. You don't even have to worry about it.
The beauty of it too, and a lot of our owners may not think of it, but if you're looking for just a little tank for auto top off or something that looks really clean.
Yeah, like our sumps, they're very clean.
Exactly. You can just buy one of these, slide it right in there, and you got a Waterbox tank with a leveling mat, Starfire Glass. Looks good.
You want every component of your aquarium to look beautiful.
Yeah. Quarantine,
auto top off, all that. So, so these are just some functional, like non-fish tank type uses for the clears. You got the quarantine, you got an auto top off reservoir, and as you kind of see on a little sneak peek over there, is we've got some nice freshwater ideas.
We do.
We may have questions.
I'm sorry, I'm reading questions.
We might have questions before we go to that one.
Yeah, go ahead about the questions thing. We don't have a lot of questions. We have some comments as well, so I want to
put
them up here.
No worries.
We're using our new
Take
system.
your time.
We're good. It's happy hour.
Yeah.
We're hanging with some clears.
Alrighty, so we got the first question from Andrew. He says, first question.
Last week's.
Oh.
Jamie says, it's my hubby's 40th birthday. Please say hi to Brandon J. Hello, Brandon.
Happy birthday, Brandon. Thanks for watching. Hopefully he's watching too.
Just some random comments here.
Yeah, if you guys have questions, post them below. It could be about clears. It could be about anything you want to ask. We'll try to get to them if we can. But today we're talking about the clear minis.
JC Fishguy says, I'm getting a Cube20 for Christmas. Now that's a Merry Christmas. Now you can get your Clear 6, put it under for your top off, good to go. And make it just really less maintenance. Less maintenance on top and off, the better. Cubes do evaporate a lot, so it's going to help a ton. So Merry Christmas. And
yeah, I definitely suggest this for the cube, specifically because there's nothing worse than forgetting to top off your cube as far as blowing air, because you do have to be pretty consistent with that with the cube. So definitely invest in this Duetto. I think is $129 right now. What is this, 44, 40?
Yeah, so under $200 you got an auto top off with reservoir, something like that. But I mean, you'll be surprised how much a cube can actually evaporate, and that when it blows air and it gets that low, it's bad for the fish, it's bad for the corals, your salinity is dipping, so it's a good use for that. So.
I have a question here.
John Corky says, I have a new 60.2 coming, and most return pumps are sold out everywhere. That's crazy. I found a brand new Vectra M2 for the same price as the Vectra S2. Should I go bigger and calibrate it to run slower? That's a beefy pump.
It is. It's a big pump. And also just make sure it fits into the pump chamber. I mean, really, you can dial them back to be pretty low running, but if that's what you can get at this point in time and you need to set up your tank, definitely look at that. We also use like the Vipers. There's not as much controllability in them, but the Viper 4.0 I think right now is available, and that should run your system, and it won't have the controller, all that, but it'll definitely get you by. It's got good flow. But if it comes to it, you can definitely get the bigger pump. You're just going to be running at such a small percent.
Yeah, and she has a great point with that. My suggestion would be buy the Viper now, get the S2 when it's available, and then you have a backup pump when you need it.
Yes, we've talked about that a lot. Having a backup return pump in case something does happen, or even like a lot of times I used to use my like backup pumps just for mixing water or something
Yeah.
like that, and mixing salt, stuff like that. And then you have it on hand just in case your main pump ever went down. So I think that's a good suggestion as well.
Yeah.
Another one?
There it says, is Auto Top Off a luxury or necessity for freshwater? I understand it for salt and salinity. I say luxury. It simplifies it, and it also makes sure that you don't like kind of notice your water levels going down, and like your pump here starts shooting water a little bit too high. It's not a necessity because technically your water could evaporate down pretty far on a freshwater, and it's not
Yeah.
hurting anything. But I think it's a nice, affordable luxury that a lot of people should consider.
I agree, because you keep that water level consistent. You don't have to worry about it as much. You can come back to it a week, depending on the size of your reservoir, maybe 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
it's easy.
Yep, less to worry about.
One more.
One more.
All right, Ethan says, what filter would you recommend for a clear mini such as the Cube20 model?
Well, the Clear Mini and the Cube20 are gonna be different. But like, so for the Clear Mini, we use for filters the Sharks, and they have 3 different sizes of that depending on which
By
size
CJ.
model. Yeah, the CJ Shark. Cube20 has built-in filtration, so it's a very different. Like, you've got your basic standard, doesn't have a built-in overflow or filtration chambers. But for the clears, do the CJ Sharks. If you have a Cube20, it's got that already built in.
Yeah.
So, all right, got some questions in. Perfect.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to mention Jess.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you joining us today, because we appreciate you being here so much, we try to give away little swag items, sometimes bigger items, here on Waterbox Live. So thank you for being here. We're 2 lucky people are going to win some Waterbox ornaments.
Put it on that beautiful Christmas tree at
Yes,
home. And
Christmas coming up. You guys can get a special ornament. So 2 of these, so you got, those of you guys that are interacting with us today. So definitely ask the questions if you can. Make sure you like, share, subscribe as well.
All right. Moving on, we have our beautiful Hardscape.
Yes, this thing's beautiful. Jess, you're gonna have to tell me a little bit about this because I wasn't here when you set this up.
Yeah,
but-
so we actually have OSA, Ocean State Aquatics, to thank for sending us the rock and wood that you see in the 2 tanks that we are going to show you. They have a beautiful selection of freshwater. They are like kings of freshwater. They're great. And they handpicked these for this show for us and sent them on down. So one of the things that you can see, and it's from small clears all the
You wanna
way.
swap
Me,
into
you.
it? Oh, okay. All right. I'll get in here. I didn't set this up, but I'll get in here.
I'm like too short to be over here. I don't have like a little stand. See, look.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm like miniature. Ah. All right,
I love this
miniature.
thing. It's very. I told you earlier. It's very feng shui. I love hardscaped aquariums, and these clear minis work perfectly for it.
Yeah, so basically the hardscape, like there's a lot of different terminology. So hardscape is you've got rock and wood basically. You've got none of the greenery. It's very open. I think it's very modern looking.
Yeah.
And it's really nice, like something like small like this, a nice schooling group of tetras. This is the Clear 16 schooling fish. I've seen people that have a hardscape and like they're clear and like a beautiful beta in it. So
Hang on. Well, this thing was missing something.
Ah.
Gotta get in the shot.
So in this
Missing
one
an
here,
ornament.
that makes it perfect. I think you should do that on your tanks. So we just have the rock and wood, we have it filled up. We have a shark filter and also a jolly heater that we would run on this. That's all you really need. Nice set of schooling fish. Very minimalistic, modern, but it's so beautiful with the big branches coming out the top.
I love it on the hardscapes when stuff comes out the top. We had that peninsula out there with the big driftwood shooting out the top. It gives it a lot of depth.
Yeah, it does, and you can do like a little spotlight kind of light on top and really like illuminate it. I like it because the fish are your main focus.
Yes.
You don't have much in the way of plants and stuff to really detect like a nice schooling group. And if you go bigger, like one of our bigger clears, hardscape with discus, to die for.
Yes,
Love it.
absolutely
Love
my
it.
absolute favorite freshwater tank. But yeah, this is great. So if you guys are looking to set up a hardscape clear mini, this is perfect. This is the 16, and I believe I'm terrible with my prices today. But you can have it on waterboxaquariums.com. I think these are all 50% off, so you can.
They're a good deal either way.
Yeah, doesn't matter what the price is because it's 50% off, and you're going to save a ton of dough.
And the stuff we're using on here, like the CJ sharks and jollies and stuff like that, are all in like our little blueprints that are listed, or on the item page it'll tell you like which one goes with which.
Yeah.
So it's easy to pick.
$69.99 for the 16.
$69.99.
There you
That's a
go.
great number.
Yeah. What's funny is Archie says, get Jess a stepping stool. It's funny because you guys don't realize that we stepped away for a second. Over here,
That's why I couldn't
she's
go over
boosted
there.
up.
I'm standing on the toolbox.
I also try to lean a lot because like if I stand up,
But as soon as I look, I jump down.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's not good. So I have a little platform over here to make
Behind
me
the
not
scenes.
look like a complete shorty, 'cause I am. So, and you're tall.
yeah.
Sometimes I don't leave my platform too much. So Hardscape is one of the
Don't leave
freshwater
your
things you can do. I don't.
That's great.
I need help. Either I have some lifts in my shoes. One or the other. So we got the Hardscape, and of course, I think what people know a lot of is going to be your planted aquarium, freshwater aquariums, and also your artificial plants. So honestly, because of we're doing it here as like dry setups type of deal, we obviously couldn't do the live plants, but we've kind of recreated what you could do either way.
And what's
on
really
that
cool
one.
about this setup that you'll see here in just a second is we didn't use live plants, but this is a great option if you don't want to do live plants. I know the live plant guys will fry us for this, but this is a really
This
cool
is
way
a
to do it.
demonstration.
Yes, but I'm not
back
going
over
to
here.
lie. I really like the fake plant hardscapes. They're pretty cool. So
So
look at
yeah.
that. Come on now.
Yeah. If we could do it with the live plants, we would have, but we're doing everything in just a dry kind of representation. So you can do this. This is with the fake plants, obviously. We got a beautiful centerpiece wood, some rock, and then some just a variety of artificial plants, just like this. Could fill it, put in a nice group of smaller freshwater fish. It would look beautiful. This would also run a shark filter and then like a jelly heater. And, you know, then imagine that these plants were real. You know, you've got some of that ground cover on the bottom that's really low, and all the different types of plants for that. But we couldn't really set that up on a
Not on a
one-day
whim.
basis
Yeah,
or whatever.
They need time to mature and get set up and everything like that.
But like you still have that beautiful look of the wood, the stone, but you're filling it in with the greenery. So like Hardscape has none of that. This you can fill in with the plants. And I still think like this with artificial, just like this, got a little bit of color, beautiful.
Yeah, and what I like about this one as well, and Scott over at OSA up in Rhode Island is big about this, is the depth, sending the plants up out of the water and the wood up out of the water. It's really cool.
Because you figure like if you only fill to like where the top of the water line is, and that's another great thing that you can do with like the artificial plants, is you can kind of have one plant go from in the water and out because you know they don't need the water side. It's like it gives it a bigger feel.
Yeah.
And it like expands your aquarium to more than just inside the aquarium. You got the plants, stuff like that coming out, and you can also hang ornaments on them.
Yes. And if you guys want to see some really cool Waterbox planted tanks, we do work with Aqua Pros. So if you want to head over to Aqua Pros' YouTube channel, he's set up a ton of different Waterbox clear tanks, clear pros, clear minis, clears that are quite stunning. So if you want to see like the
amazing
real
stuff.
deal, head over and check that out because he's got some nice stuff.
Yeah. So,
Ask Jess.
before other thing, we're going back to other pictures. Or questions? Do we have more questions or anything from in here? And then then we'll look at pictures and talk about other things. Keenan is jumping ahead. He's trying to jump into the end.
He's ready to go. No.
All right. So Bert said, "Oh, nope. Yes."
That was the previous question.
Oh. Garrett says, if I'm setting up a 20 cube, is there any extra filtration I need to buy? For getting going, it comes with the filter sock. It has a bag of carbon. It has biomedia if you want to use it. It's got the filter sponges, and it has the pump. So technically, you need nothing else. You can, of course, as your tank goes on, you need to change out filtration media. We have filter media kits for that. You're available on our website, and a lot of people do sometimes add a skimmer if you have a higher bio load or you need to keep a little bit more like low nutrient type of corals. But out of the box, it's ready to fill with water and plug in.
Yeah.
So it's good to go.
Absolute carrot, love the name. I have a clear tin. I might drill it to a sump. Can I drill a clear mini?
You can, at your own risk. You know, glass is a lot harder to drill than acrylic is, so do take your own caution. It of course voids any warranty, and it's on your own risk of it breaking during drilling. But it technically can be drilled.
So buy 2 during the sale, and you can drill away. Just know that we won't replace it if you break
Oh,
it.
nope.
I have a practice tank.
There you go, a practice tank, and then do it on the other one.
Paying half the price, you might as well get 2, right?
So is it common for open tanks such as your cubes to have some difficulty in stabilizing pH due to the possible excess of CO2? Sorry, there's a camera in my way. Too short once again. I would say most tanks are open top, even if they have a lid, because lids nowadays are like a screen, a mesh, or like something like that. So like nothing's really closed all the way. And I think that you're actually better off with an open top because you need the oxygen and CO2 exchange.
Yeah.
So your pH will get low if you don't have enough oxygen exchange. So if you actually had a cover on your tank, or you didn't have enough like surface agitation or like agitation in your sump, your pH would actually drop. So that's actually too much CO2. So you want as much CO2 exchanging out into oxygen and in. So I don't think it has any. If you covered your tank, you'd have more pH issues than not covered.
Yeah. Hello to Scott. Scott is saying hello from Scotland, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
I don't know if it was Scott from OSA was watching.
No, but hopefully
Yeah.
he is. He
I'm
better
sure
be.
he is. He usually watches. He's got always usually some kind of woo comment in there.
Scott, if you're here, say hello, my friend.
So we were only able to set up those 4 kind of like as a representation here for the show, but there's a lot of other uses that are kind of outside the box for using a clear, and a few of them, because I'm actually like a reptile lover, I am.
Yes.
You
are.
Is like
I saw your recent purchase.
yeah. So my house.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I know.
To be honest.
My house has a bearded dragon and an eyelash crested gecko, and we just this weekend gained a ball python into our family. Thanks to my kids begging for long enough, they got it. And honestly,
Jealous.
like
Jealous.
baby ball python, 10, 16 gallon tank, perfect. You could get a lid, close lid. You could use it for a reptile tank. A lot better viewing for your reptiles. Little small geckos, leopard geckos. You know, even you could do some like tiny baby turtles in a 16 until they get bigger and put them into a bigger clear. There's a lot of reptiles and stuff like that that would fit perfect in a clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of tanks you buy out there, it's like the kits and stuff like that. They're not the Starfire. They've got a very distorted kind of greenish look.
Yeah.
So
Using that regular float glass.
yeah, you have this really pretty gecko or a snake or whatever you want to call whatever's in there, and that's all you would see.
The
So it'd be a lot
seams are
prettier.
never clear on those. They're
No,
always
the
sloppy.
seams are
very
big old
messy,
black
yeah.
silicone in the middle. So if you're a true kind of like reptile lover, like the clear is a great way to
Do we have some
show
images,
them.
Keenan, that we can pull up just to kind of show
Sorry?
them? Do we have those images that we can pull
Yeah,
up
I'm
to
just
show?
waiting for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
This is another cool example right here. Is doing a clear mini as what, like a terrarium?
a terrarium, a little terrarium with dart frogs would be adorable. So you've got a very kind of foresty look to it with the terrarium, and things like the poison dart frogs would do awesome in one of these because they stay small. They don't need a lot of space. Main thing, get a lid, of course, and you could do something. Just a terrarium looks cool, or add something neat like that to it.
Yeah. Excellent.
Another one is we're all over the place. Whatever.
It's all good.
I think we're just showing some pictures of some samples throughout our group.
Yeah, so these are some of our owners in our Facebook group. If you're not in our Facebook group, make sure to go check it out, facebook.com/groups/Waterbox group. This is a really cool one. I love the plants that are like the surface plants. Very grown
roots
in.
hang down.
Yeah, some cool woods in there and rock. That's pretty neat.
I like this.
Yes. This is a live version of what we just showed, where like some of the aquascaping comes out of the water, like some of the hardscape, but she also has live plants coming out as well. And this is Lisa's Aquariums, I believe. I don't know if I'm getting that exactly right, but she's on Instagram. You can go check her out. She's got a lot of clear minis.
Yeah, so this is cool because there's actually a lot of house plants that you can have their roots grow into your aquarium, and then the rest of the foliage actually goes outside of it. I think like pothos or something similar to that.
That's a pop.
Yeah. so you can actually have the roots in there, which are going to help with nutrients and oxygen and all that stuff. But you get to actually have that full, like, overflowing look to it, and this is really, really cool.
Yeah, I love those tanks. And again, I think her Instagram handle is Lisa's Aquariums. Forgive me if I'm butchering that. Just search it; you'll see it there. She's
Lots of clear mini ideas on there. Another beautiful planted. You see a lot of that, like, low-laying foreground plants in there.
And that looks kind of like the spider wood you had in that tank over to our left, isn't it?
Just like not going out to the water or whatever, but a little bit more of a sand look, kind of like our dryscape with a few plants in there. But there's so many endless things to do. There's another shot of that one. That's cool.
Yeah, I love that tank. It's cool.
And a random little hermit crab. So technically, you could
Out of the box.
Yes.
That's what we're thinking today.
keep in little tiny hermit crabs that you can buy at the pet store in a clear. Kids love those. They did. I had them as a kid growing up. You're saying you had them as a kid growing up. You can go to PetSmart and end up home with a little hermit crab. So these work great for
Cool little learning
really
experience for the kids. You know?
anything small like that. I mean, I think the possibilities are pretty endless with just the clears. So, but yeah,
You ready for asking?
I don't know. I'm sure if anyone else has other ideas that we didn't even think about, let us know. It's
Yeah,
always
definitely
good.
post them below. We'll try to call them out if you have questions.
A tarantula with a lid.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
tarantula. Yeah.
Yeah, gross.
That's the only
Gross.
spider that doesn't bug me. Is a tarantula.
What?
Every other spider freaks me out.
I don't know.
Something about tarantulas because they're like big and hairy and they're not like, I don't know.
I don't know. I've owned a lot of like different animals and like reptiles, like I've savannah monitors. I've had like tegus, like all the different things. But like I could never do a spider. No matter how much my little children beg me or ever, I could never do a spider. I'm scared to death of spiders. I'll own pretty much anything.
I don't know.
Besides
I'm the
that.
same way. Like daddy long legs, wolf spiders, they freak me out. But tarantulas, I'm like, you're good. You're fuzzy.
Oh, because it's fuzzy. It makes them so friendly.
You can pet them.
Okay. My daughter loves to look at the tarantulas and stuff at Pet Bazaar this year. And they're in these like little dishes. And
Yeah.
you'll see their like little web. And I'm like, oh. And she just stares at them. I'm like, no, don't ever think about it. Your answer will always be no. And I say yes to almost any animal. And that is a definite no.
That's amazing. All right, you guys. Now it's time for Ask Jess.
Three, two.
Ta-da.
All right, everyone. Every week we have a segment called Ask Jess. If you want to get your questions answered live here on Waterbox Live, email them over to askjess@waterboxaquariums.com. If we don't get you here live, she'll answer them through email as well.
Yes. All right, what you got?
First question is from Bert. It says, the bag of Bioballs that come with the tank, is it supposed to float in the rear chamber or should it be weighed down to sit underwater?
Technically, it could go either way. The best scenario is for it to be weighed down underwater where it's not going to come in contact with oxygen or like the actual air. And then it actually will recreate like live rock and live sand as far as biological, because it's going to grow the bacteria that doesn't interact with oxygen. That's going to actually help break down like the nitrite, nitrate, all of that. If they float, it's still going to do some biological, but it's not going to break down the nutrients as far as you want it to. So try and weigh it down. And then what I do is just kind of like every so often, if you're going to keep the bioballs in there, if you have a full reef system, you don't really need the bioballs necessarily. But if you can keep them at the bottom and clean, it's beneficial to just kind of shake them in that chamber.
Yeah.
Not taking them out and removing them, rinsing them to keep them clean.
Thank you, Bert. Appreciate it. Next question is from Andrew. He says, I have a frag, my frag 105.4 running. What settings are on your MP40s? Are you using Reefcrafts with the parent, child, and sync or anti-sync?
So for our frag here is we actually have it on the lagoon mode, just because it is a more shallow system, and a lot of our corals in there are going to be like frog spawns and hammers, so I like that gentle movement of their tentacles. You don't want to be too aggressive, and we have a lot of softies in there and chalices and stuff that don't need aggressive flow.
Yeah.
Reefcrafts would work as well, no problem, but we do have it as a parent-child So they do communicate, which is allows them to make those different functions. Either a Reefcrafts, lagoon, nutrient export, they're going to work together to recreate a more natural flow. And running at like 20 or so percent. It does kind of fluctuate throughout the day, but around 20 or so percent on those. If it was like a full SPS tank, you could definitely go a lot higher with the flow, but I keep it real gentle.
Yeah.
I have to say, Andrew, he actually has the frag. He got it when we started our Frag 105 series. Recreated the rock to be pretty similar.
Really?
And a lot of what we did is like one of his tanks, he's kind of used our setup to mold his whole build and everything with
awesome.
it. So
That's what's
very cool.
great about these series that we do, because you can go back and really just follow each step and almost kind of replicate a successful system with them. So it's cool. It's cool to
Thank
see
you,
that.
Andrew.
Annie says, I'm going to start my first aquarium and I want to start with freshwater. You talk about cycling saltwater tanks all the time, but is it the same for freshwater, or can I add fish right away and not cycle?
I'm sure there's a lot of opinions on this.
Of course there is.
Of course
But
there
yours is the only one that matters, so that's what we're
It's
giving them
my
today.
segment. No.
This is Ask Jess, not Ask everybody else.
So for freshwater, okay. Should you cycle? Yes, because every aquarium, freshwater, saltwater is an environment, it's an ecosystem that needs to be built up and stabilized. Do a lot of people just throw freshwater fish in and be okay? Absolutely. Freshwater fish are so much hardier, especially your common kind of starter fish, than saltwater. So your tank basically is cycling while they're in it, and for the most part they live. Or if they don't, a lot of times like people, well, it's like a $2 molly, it's not as big a deal. But ideally, you should be cycling and using bacteria and everything for a freshwater tank just the same as saltwater, just because they're your fish. Take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
but they are hardier. They can get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for those questions. If you want to get your questions answered live, again, email askjess@waterboxaquariums.com, and we will answer them live or through email.
Yes,
Yes,
much.
that's what we'll do.
You seem confused for a moment, but that is what we will
I
do.
kind of was. I forgot where I was for just about like a split second.
Ask Jess is over.
We're just having a good time, you guys. It's Wednesday. It's our favorite day of the week.
It is. And we're talking about clears. It's very casual, It's good. Do we have some
I do want to
questions?
mention, again, real quick, guys, for this episode and leading up to Christmas, these make tremendous Christmas gifts. We are offering 50% off the Clear Minis in the United States up until Christmas. So if you're looking to get a gift for yourself or somebody else, definitely take
They're in
advantage of
stock,
that.
shipping right away.
Yeah.
You get it quickly.
Yeah.
Ornament giveaway.
Oh,
Did you pick your winners?
I said balls giveaway. Ornaments giveaway.
Ornament. All right.
I won't repeat what he just said. Maybe you can rewind it later and hear it.
Turn your volume up. See if you can hear Keenan in the background. Give that a go. Right now, we're giving away ornaments.
Yeah, so you guys, these are very special. These are not sold on our website. We're just giving away here on the stream special. So we're giving away 2 of these right now. So I guess we can drum roll.
Ready?
Who are the winners?
Cindy and Viola. Viola?
Coral Gal and Viola Hops a Lot. I feel like I could have read those this week. I feel like I could have read them. If you guys don't know, it's an ongoing joke that when we pop the names up on the screen, I can't effing read them.
No, every time it's your turn, you're like, oh, that's a really hard name. And I saw the first names, I was like, I'm going with the first names.
Started with Blue Friday because we had a lot of names to read.
Well, YouTube, the thing is, you guys have such creative names that like it takes your brain a
Especially on
moment to
YouTube.
focus. Like when you see the names for the first time, you're like, but that's not a name. That's like a statement. Like, coral, or like I don't know.
Some of them I feel like I can't read, but
Yeah, not all of them are PC or PG. But congratulations. Email support@waterboxaquariums.com and they will get you with your ornament. 3 questions?
We have 2 questions.
Okay.
There's a lot of people saying me for
So 2 more questions.
I swear we need to sell these
Give me a
things,
second.
man.
I know. Do you guys want us to sell these on the website? Would you buy these ornaments? We got a lot of them.
We're trying to figure out, because everyone we give them away, everyone wants one. So should we go ahead and just put them on the website so that everyone can have a beautiful ornament on their Christmas tree?
Everybody.
So let us
needs a
know if
water
you
box
think
store,
that we should put them up actually available for sale.
the logo, and then it says Happy Holidays.
Aww.
2020.
Mark this year. All right.
All right. Scott Morrison says my hawkfish has been trying to attack my royal
Grama?
Yeah, grama. It's been hiding in a crack for over a week now. Should I remove the hawk, or will it adjust and chill out?
It depends on what type of hawkfish, but some of them can complete buttholes. And it is generally going to stress out your other fish. If it can't come out to eat and stuff, it's going to stay hiding. If you're at a week and it has not gotten any better, you're kind of coming towards your time frame that you have available to like break that up so the other fish doesn't die.
Yeah.
The hawkfish, there's a couple that are kind of more peaceful, but they can be very territorial, especially if they were established first and you add a smaller tank, and if it's a smaller tank and you add a smaller fish, they're going to kind of beat up on it. So I'd say maybe a couple more days. If it hasn't gotten any better, you got to take one of them out.
Excellent. Thank you for the question, Scott.
Got one more.
All right. John Corey says, does Rich get a haircut every week?
That's such a good question, John. It really is. Because no, I don't. Every 2 weeks.
Do you really?
I do, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot of upkeep.
It is.
People notice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I do it because
Staying sharp.
I do it because I have to come on here, and I'm like, I want my hair to look good. So
It's got to look the same every time.
Yeah.
So you're like, every 2 weeks. or
continuity,
whatever.
man. That's what it's
True.
about.
That's true. That was a really good question.
I wasn't expecting that, but it was perfect. It was perfect.
All right, is that it? All right.
All right.
Thanks for joining us always. Hopefully you get some inspiration, some ideas to ways to use a clear mini. Go get some reptiles, get some fish, whatever you may want to do on sale.
Yeah, it's 50% off leading up until Christmas. So a great gift for you or somebody else.
See you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because we are here every week. Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Remember, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit those notifications.
We're live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us next week. Thanks for watching.